Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am coming on for a message. As I mentioned that I was going to leave another one after I had time to formulate my thoughts. Truth be told, I haven't had much of a moment because I have been just going with training. Have had training this week every day. And then when I've had the moment to, I've been spending some time with good friends and in conversation and deep conversation and care and understanding for each other, which has been really beautiful and wonderful. And I wanted to come on and share a little bit of my thoughts. I know I mentioned from my last video that I posted or went live earlier this week, like or maybe midweek. It's it's been a busy week, but I know I posted to talk and share about feeling the weight of what has been happening in the world and specifically in the U.S. And knowing that there has been heartbreak happening with violence and school shootings happening. Yes. With violence against beautiful young Black bodies, Black folks in the U.S. And it's hard to see that, and it's hard to take in um, that the world and people and are engaging in the ways that they are right now and being harmful in the ways that they are right now. And so I just wanted to come on and talk a little about bit, not specifically about this but I just wanted to take a moment to honor family members and people who are grieving now, and really just to share with you that I am holding you, thinking about you, and holding deep sympathy for you and for people who are going through a time right now. And to let you know that I'm with you, and I want to encourage you to breathe, to take care of yourself in this time, and definitely process what you need and take care of what you need now. And I think the biggest thing that I wanted to really share, like this was the message that I wanted to share this week, was life happening through you, being like an extension of what we cultivate. And wanting to create that kind of life that we cultivate. And I'm not here to um, blame or put things on, say that this is happening just because of a person's energy, because no one deserves violence against their person, and no community deserves violence against the community. That just happens in that way. But the big thing is that systems and the change needed within our systems matter now. Shifting in policy matters now. Safety and security matters for each and every one of us right now. And at the very same time, I think we have a responsibility to ourselves, to our community, to activate in ways that brings about a positive impact in the lives that we're living and for other people who are surrounding us. And that's like really what I want to share, because life happens through us. We can cultivate um, and move through, and make impact based on our words, based on our actions, based on our beliefs, based on the energy that we put out. And we can shape how people engage with us and how others are impacted by us, by what we share from what's going on from within, right? From within our hearts, from within our homes, from within our communities. And I think it's very important for us to move forward in that way and to know that life happens through us, that we're able to cultivate communities that are loving and kind and there for one another. It's being able to make the decision about the systems and the policy that shifts and change that is inclusive and supportive of all. And I think every day we're consciously or unconsciously putting out positive or negative energy and feelings, and we can work in our own within um, to activate in ways that are helpful for us and helpful or impactful for our communities or influential for our communities. And I know, and I do want to say this, that in no way that I'm saying what someone else does or how somebody else may negatively impact a community is a community's fault. That's not what I'm here to say at all. No. I believe that there are people who have responsibility for the actions that they take. And um, people need to be held accountable for the actions that they take. And I also believe that we can work within our own selves and with our family and within our communities to start to make the shifts and changes that we want to see happen in our lives, and to work on that work and work on how we cultivate these shifts in our changes within our own communities, or um, even with policy, ways that we can contact our senators or representatives um, in support of what we feel is going to be great and for our community and moving forward. Um, and the thing about it is, I think words that are powerful, I want to share that. They provide a ripple effect and it can impact people. The actions that we take are powerful. How we show up for others are powerful. And it's important to know that we can support one another, we can give back, we can provide a supportive ear, a hand when necessary. And then all of that is beautiful when we're helping out community. And I think the biggest thing is that um, we get to shift and impact and influence change, and we can, and help to provide positive ripple effects. There's a lot of people providing support, like showing that they're here, showing that they're providing support, both in doing things or providing some financial support, and continue to do those things are very helpful. Standing in solidarity is helpful. And I think one thing is that one thing that's also really important is that our future, our children, deserve to experience joy and safety um, every day. And that's what I want to help be a part of. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that joy and that safety and being able to come and support community. And so the actions that we take matter, right? How can we check on someone who may be in need, or maybe share a meal with someone? How can we, what ways that we can volunteer, how we can show up? You can show up at school board meetings, you can show up for um, legislative meetings, you can show up for meetings within your community to provide support. Also, I think it's important to do more than just talk about things or just scroll social media. I know that scrolling social media, I know because I get it, that happens as well for me, where you get stuck in that. But what is outside of that? What can you do? How can you activate something that's going to be really helpful for you, for your family, and or your community, or a school that's nearby? Um, and I think it's important to practice, yes, the art of self-care, practice self-care for you. Um, Deep breathing, meditation, a walk in nature, connection with family and friends, people who you're close with. Those are things that I do. And this is all about action that we can take, right? That helps us allow our positive engagement with life to move through us. I should, make sure I'm clear on that I'm sharing that right now. And also, I think that how we show up matters, so that action is important. I've spent a lot of time, I think, within community with people that I love, I adore, um, and people who I'm talking to and engaging in conversation, and providing support, um, in the ways of supporting the grief that's been coming up. I do a lot of supporting of grief that's coming up for people in the work that I do, right? Of just being present with that. And also, I think when you're thinking about life moving through you, it's really taking a look at what you believe, what you believe about you, what you believe about life, what you believe about what you're here to do, and being present for that and understanding that, like showing up, in that belief and aligning, values, right? Of understanding that for your, like, the belief level. A lot of people think that sometimes that certain things doesn't impact them. This is kind of a belief thing. And I think it's important that it's for us to sow seeds of empathy, to sow seeds of understanding and compassion, and to practice that, right? And to take a look at what belief may be feeding our fear or maybe feeding negativity that may need to shift into a different way of thinking and processing for you, right? When you think about life moving through and happening through you. When you take a look at your energy, what's happening in your body? Like, some people have an issue with regulating their emotions. And so I think when you think about energy and being able to regulate your emotions in a way that helps you to utilize your energy, that fuels the impact and influence that you want to have, is essential. So breath work is helpful for energy and regulation. Um, Taking self-care work is helpful for energy work and regulation. I think it's so important to focus on that. As I talked about breath work, you can do box breathing that people talk about, which is inhale for 4, as an example, hold for 4, and then exhale for 4 or exhale for 6, right? Really paying attention to that. And maybe doing your breath work before you enter hard conversations, or um, engage in, maybe you need to make a decision about something. So you do the breath work to do that. And the point is to really cultivate your energy and life in a way that you allow it to be a positive extension of your values, of your beliefs, and what you practice. Right? So you can continue to make the impact and influence that you're here to make in a way that supports others, in a way that supports the good work that you want to put out into the world. And you can take small actions, tiny actions to make an impact, to do the work that you're here to do. And sometimes I also recommend, even before getting into the work that you want to do and the influence or impact that you want to make, is taking time to reflect on what is the thing that is here for you now, and what does that mean for you. I know I've shared this before, like what now, and then what next, right? So what is it that that is speaking to you now, okay? And what does that mean? And what is your next step, right, for you? And I think for those of you who have or maybe grieving in this time, I want to encourage you to take the time and all the time you need, to grieve. There is no, I think, um, time limit on grief. Sometimes it comes up in different ways, unexpected ways, that may impact you or hit you in a moment when you unexpect it, right? When you least expect it. But how important it is for you to allow your grief to process. Allow your grief its process in time. So make sure to get plenty of rest. Make sure to drink plenty of water, eat nourishing food. If you have beautiful people around you who can provide help, allow that help. Allow them to help you. And if things get to be emotionally too much, be sure to reach out to someone who can help. There are therapists that you can reach out to, licensed professional to provide support. And the thing is, it's so important to activate the support. Also, get the rest that you need. I know when I have been in grief, um, I've slept a lot, and just sometimes just sat with that and did that. So that's important to do. I think for others who may not be in deep grief in the moment, I think it's important to allow sympathy and empathy and compassion to become a way of being in the moment, or being able to be present for someone who's near to you or dear to you who may be going through, and also follow the lead of others who may be deeply impacted, and keep showing up, right? Keep showing up for the great work that you're here to do, and what you're putting into the world. I think the important thing to remember that life moves through you. It does. And life is an extension of what you cultivate within. And think about what kind of impact that you want to make in life with others. How do you want that extension to be seen or felt? Are you wanting to engage in safety and care? Are you wanting to, help others? Are you wanting to be able to be present for us? Would you like to move through that? And you get to choose your right next step. You get to choose that and what that looks like for you. And I want to encourage you to allow your presence, your person, your way of being, be a inspiration in other people's lives. Allow it to be an inspiration for you. That's important, right? So take time every day, and just realize that you get to speak words of life to you in a moment and be appreciative, show gratitude. Two, you can work on sharing words of appreciation for someone else, or gratitude for someone else, maybe someone who's helped you out in your life, or maybe there's an educator who you would like to send a beautiful thank you note to, or a friend, or someone who may be on your team. You may want to do a friend check with someone, of checking in with a friend, or checking in with someone who means something to you that you may want to share a kind word with. Um, it's important to cultivate time with yourself, taking care of yourself. You could do movement, meditation, sitting with yourself, grounding yourself, and being able to walk with no shoes on. Some people like to walk outside with no shoes on and feel like they're connecting into the earth. So if that's something you enjoy doing, maybe that's something that can be done. And I think it's important to think about your community, and how do you want to be engaged with the community? Really, what does that look like for you? Is it providing a meal to someone or who may be in need of one? Is it donating? Is it going to a community space where you can be in solidarity with community? So what is a communal thing that you can do or you can practice that will be a way of giving back? Two, or not two, but this is another thing. I've probably given like a bunch of these. This is probably number 6. I want to encourage you to be courageous. Step forward with courage, and be sure to integrate a lesson in life that you've learned. It could be something that you can integrate in life that's been a great lesson for you, that you recall that you can integrate in your life this week. And taking action, maybe doing one thing a day, can be helpful. And so I want to just share with you that it's important to realize that life happens through you, right? What you cultivate within is really what you share out into the world. And that includes your words, your beliefs, your actions, your energies. And all of those can also be seeds that you plant. Like when I talked about one time on a Tea with Trina recently about engaging with people, and how I had walked by someone and smiled at them, and they smiled back, right? That was a seed planted for that day. So think about that and think about how you can plant those beautiful seeds of actions, beliefs, your energy. How can you plant those wisely? And how can you continue to help cultivate a world of belonging, a world of safety? Um, and know that, every day is a new day to try that and to step into that. And know that if you need support in any of the things that I share with you today, or in cultivating your beautiful, great work and getting out into the world, um, get in touch with me. I create spaces where people can breathe easy, where people can really feel like they're understood, and they can reconnect to who they are and move in their life with purpose, in their purpose. And I do this work through coaching, and helping people with strategy, and know that, this life that I'm sharing with you now is really an invitation, to step into a life that you feel supported by, a life that extends deeply who you are, into, extends that hour, and what you believe in, what you want to cultivate. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, and know that if you need support in your work, definitely reach out to me. You can message me and we can have a conversation about what that looks like. So that's what I wanted to hop on and share. That's what's been on my mind. I hope that it's been clear, in the share in this late evening after I've had a busy and long week. Um, and it's not over. I still got like one more day of training to go through. And and I will be seeing more beautiful people over the next couple of days, which I'm really, really excited about. Very excited about. So um, I look forward to seeing those folks. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my message this evening. And know that, I hope it was clear, because I had like a lot that I was thinking about, and I tried to take notes and share it with you in a way that was coherent. So hopefully that came off that way. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the next your day and week, and look forward to connecting with you soon.